Hello, everybody. It's Diane back with that altered book. I had no intention of making a video about this particular page, but I have what I think is perfect filming time. It's quiet outside. I shouldn't have anyone coming in and out my back door. So let's make a video. All right. This started because I was going to do something with this. It's an old book image. Zinnias, I believe. And since Diane likes pink and orange together, and I was going to do this, I went into a different room where my paint is and did pink, not really realizing this is a new pink, and I thought it was kind of like the older, darker pink I have. Well, that looks yucky. I don't like it. So, so now we have a pink border that I could go on and do something else, but I was also at some point going to put your friends and mine, Stan and Ollie in here somewhere. It's like, well, I kind of like the pink with the black and white. Can we do that? Okay, maybe. I was gonna leave Bob and Ray on there. If anybody know, show of hands, do you know who that is? Obviously an old radio show. Yeah, this is an altered actual book if you haven't been following around along or around. Um, I've listened to quite a lot of their, not a lot, kind of a lot of their old radio shows, and they've done some TV skits too on different programs. Very satirical, so as you can imagine, Diane likes that quite a bit. But anyway, because I like them, I thought I'd leave their name, and I know they're not Bob and Ray, but they're a team. Yeah, they were always a team. Okay, so I grabbed a stack of magazines that actually it's kind of an odd conglomerate. I don't know if I'm going to find anything. But since this really wasn't supposed to be a video, so to speak, and I don't know what I'm doing, I really don't know what I'm doing. If I had pre-planned this video, maybe I would have found a couple things or a better stack of magazines or something, but we'll just see what happens. All right, that's not bad. Ghostly Greetings. Maybe that should go in the glue book. By the way, and I'm not saying never, never say never. I mentioned once I have a small camel collection, and when I came across this, I thought, oh, I should make that. And I haven't cut it up yet, but that's, does anybody see, anyone that does cross stitch, all these 3/4 stitches, I hate that. I hate 3/4 stitches. Wait, Diane. Not persnickety. No, it's not persnickety. I could do it, and I have done it. But there's just so many on there, and you don't really like it. I don't know. It's pretty big. Let's see, what's it supposed to be on? Oh, you can put it on 14 count. Oh, that's not bad. Nah, we'll think about it. You know, am I right? Is Laurel, were Laurel and Hardy on those caricature stamps years ago? Quick, someone tell me. Otherwise, I don't think they were ever on stamps. That's a crime. Crime against comedy. Diane's gonna write a letter. P.S. I'm not a crackpot. Oh, here they are. Oh, here it is. Remember I had found these in a previous video and I said I did. I pulled my glue book out to check if the strags would fit and I didn't think they would. And I was thinking after the fact, well, should I kind of make them fit just to finish that page off? And I never did go back and find them. Now I found them. Let's see how many things she can do to avoid working on the page she said she was going to do. Boy, Diane, when you say you're unprepared, you really are. You don't give yourself enough credit. Well, now we're just looking at a magazine. Yeah. That we've already seen before on this channel. I haven't had any new magazines for a while. I haven't been, thrift shopping for actually quite a while. Been busy, and I said, to be honest, my town is down to one thrift store now, and it's kind of lame. Some of us haven't been too enthused to get our tails in there. Well, I have a bag of stuff for them. When the bag is full, then I'll go. It's not full yet. Now she's talking about stuff that has nothing to do with what she's doing. Well, no, it kind of started that way. Now she's not even talking. Now she's not. No. More light fixtures. Those follow me around too. Well, come on, folks. It's the most boring video I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, actually, Laurel and Hardy wouldn't be too thrilled with this either, would they? They would have had 27 different gags by now. Well, okay. Even if I could just have anything in the universe right now to put on there, I don't know what it would be. Oh, okay. Well, it says teamwork. It's like, who puts white on like a very pale gray? Is that in the contents? You can find the contents. Okay, if I become president, one of my first or second, changes is going to be every magazine, every book, everything has to have a page number on every page. And the table of contents for everything has to be like right inside the front cover so you can find it. Yeah, it's kind of small. Yeah, it's kind of small. Unless we use both in some creative way. Or I suppose just because it's white on light gray doesn't mean it has to stay that way, right? Some of us could paint over it or something. We could find it again. Well, you know what? Those colors just do not match at all. Okay, forget it. Had your chance, muffed it. Okay. That's another movie quote. And I bet nobody knows what it's from. That's right, nobody knows Diane, and nobody asked either. If you're the one person in the entire universe that asked, it's from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. All right. Okay, I'm going to go off by myself because I can't find anything, and I went through all these magazines, and everybody's bored. I'll try not to finish it off without you so we can do something together, but I'm not making any promises. Hang on. Hey, I thought of something. Okay, I just wrapping stuff up. I gotta go off for a while, but this paper caught my eye. I could just see a little bit of it in my box over here. And I thought, oh, okay, you know what? This book is supposed to be stuff I like and all that baloney, and we have the bright pink. I am just going to put a bunch of modish scrap of paper flowers down here. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do anything up there or not, but that's what I'm doing. So when I come back now, I think it's going to be done. Okay, hang on again. Okay, I'm back. Let's do a little catching up. I cut out one of those dragons and I put it over here. I think that looks pretty good. This is the glue book. Because this space, I'm never going to find a building to fit in there. I would have to put in something, washi tape or something anyway. Okay, good. I saved the camel thing. I'm thinking about it. Okay, fine. They're done. Yes, they were on the Al Hirschfeld series of postage stamps from the early 90s. Okay, good. Okay, that's fine. I did finish off the border, so to speak. It was all dry brush, scratchy, because I thought that Xenia picture was going to go over it and conceal it. It was okay, but I don't know, with the, you know, very well fussy cut flowers, I don't think it went too well, so we gave it a more of a definite border. Okay, that's fine. Not glaring, is it? No. Okay, so then I thought, well, let's move on to the Xenia thing. Let's do that. That's kind of cool. Wouldn't that make a nice cover? I should have put it on the cover. Anyway, since I didn't like that pink border at all, I thought, okay, go orange. So I put a little orange just first on this side. It was too bright light. So I went over it with brown. So it's sort of like orange underneath, brown on top, and then the green is a marker. Considering book is supposed to just be stuff I like, generally, you know, I really like the image. I half thought of just leaving it like that. You can certainly do that in your book. But I thought, well, I don't know. Let's just see. Maybe there's a quote. Or what do they call these? Small talk. You could certainly find a quote online, although every time Diane tries to find a quote online, she can't find one. Live in the moment, that's not bad. Always be on the lookout for the presence of wonder. That's not bad. Well, what about that? Since there's all these zinnias here, a profusion of zinnias. Okay, I would cut that kind of apart and put it down here. Should we just do that? All right, always be. And then think about this for a few minutes. Does anybody know what I'm talking about here? I think it's more from the 50s, possibly early 60s. There was a trend for a little while, actually maybe it's even before that, 40, I don't know. Decorative plates, that are more to put on a wall type of thing. Always be on the lookout. That had, an image in the middle like a bird. And then the rim had slots, if you will, in it, or some sort of like a punched looking heart or something. And the idea was you're supposed to run ribbon around through it. You didn't have to, of course, but that was the thought. For some unknown reason, I think just because this is more like a picture and I'm not really doing much else. What if I did that? Punched holes and ran ribbon? Think about that for a minute. And then since I'm gluing, the back of it would be concealed with the page glued to it. I'm gluing pages together in this book. So that's not an issue if you're thinking that. If I just use ribbon, I don't think bulk is a big factor either if you're thinking that. If I went to yarn or something, I might worry about it, but I don't think a flat type ribbon. All right, well that's kind of cute. I like that. That's nice. Actually, you could do a whole journal just like that. Wouldn't that be nice? Just really nice vintage floral pictures and then put on a quote. Okay, get on that. Anyway, I just grabbed a scrap of ribbon and I don't know how I'm going to possibly tell because it would be in and out and in and out. And I don't know what color. What do you think? Can't really tell. 'Cause the thing is, oh, it's interesting. If I punch holes and I hate it, uh, what? I'd have to, cover them, or I suppose I could just glue the page down and maybe it would just look decorative. I could just rip the whole thing out and cut this out and start over. Yeah, actually, that's not dumb, is it? And I do have a smaller punch, the standard hole punch. I have like a size down from that. So I'm not sure if I would use that. I don't know. Okay, think about it. I'm going to think about it. I'll come back and let you know whether I did it or not. Hang on. Okay, here we are. I think that's kind of cool. Um, I don't know. You may have a different opinion. It's different. I didn't glue the pages together yet, so I went through twice. So it's totally filled in. And then I just glued the ends. You could tape them. And then I'll glue these two pages together. Okay. Diane and her impulsive art decisions. Was anyone thinking, Diane, you're not going to get a punch in on that side dip? Because I wasn't. And you can't. So I used an awl. I put a piece of cardboard underneath, punched an awl, and then I did slowly go all the way through so it would be, a bigger hole. Okay, that was fine. It's a little tricky. I put scotch tape on the end so it will go through easier. You could probably put it on like a yarn needle if you really wanted. That was fine. The ribbon likes to twist, so you have to, pay attention. Actually, having it twisted is not a bad look either, but you have to be pretty meticulous on, it's just one single twist, so I just made it flat. I did actually measure out the holes, although this is that punch I was talking about. I don't know. I know there's a mark there, but it's, so you want to punch right here on this A. Well, now you can't see the A. So I turn it over and kind of go in where you can see the little punchy thing, but I don't get it always perfect. Maybe you're a better puncher than I. Oh, that's so yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. I was thinking of putting on a bow. I will say this is old paper, so I was being careful too how I wove it through, and I didn't want to tie the ends, so I was going to do a separate bow. Nah, too crowded. Nah, too low. Oh, that's not too bad. But I don't know. I think I just like it plain. But I thought I'd let you see in case you want to try a bow. It's kind of cuter, but I don't know. I just thought I liked it plain better. Okay, it's different. Okay. So we did that. We did Laurel and Hardy wherever they are. We learned they're on a postage stamp. Okay. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a very nice day.